Repeating the same mistakes. Making mistakes is fine. It's part of learning. But repeating the same ones, that's like watching the same bad movie over and over again and expecting a new ending. Every mistake carries a message. Maybe you trusted the wrong person, ignored a red flag, or didn't plan things properly. If you don't pause to understand why it went wrong, you'll end up stuck in the same loop, making the same poor choices again and again. The real difference between a mistake and a habit is reflection. Take a moment to analyze what happened, what you could have done differently, and what you'll change next time. Remember, mistakes are meant to teach you, not trap you. Learn the lesson, adjust, and move forward wiser, not wounded. Being a perfectionist. Perfection looks great on paper, but in real life, it's a trap. You keep tweaking, reworking, and delaying, waiting for that perfect moment that never really comes. You tell yourself, I'll start when it's ready. But the truth is, it never feels ready. Perfection often hides behind fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear that your work isn't good enough yet. But here's the thing. Progress happens through doing, not just planning. Every successful person started messy. Their first draft wasn't perfect. Their first video, design, or project wasn't flawless, but they started. And with each version, they got better. Perfection kills momentum. Excellence, on the other hand, grows with every step you take. So stop chasing perfection. Chase improvement, because imperfect action today is worth more than a perfect idea that never leaves your notebook. Fearing failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a crucial part of it. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has a long trail of failures behind them. It's not luck, it's persistence. Failure isn't a dead end, it's feedback. It teaches you what doesn't work, what needs to improve, and what to do differently next time. These are lessons success can't teach. But when you fear failure, you start playing small. You stop taking risks, you avoid opportunities. And that's when you really lose. Not because you failed, but because you never even tried. So it's time to reframe it. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what will I learn if I try? Because every attempt, even the messy ones, moves you forward. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. And yes, that zone includes failure. But that's okay, because failing means you're in motion. And motion is how you build momentum. Comparing yourself to others. Social media makes it so easy to fall into this trap. You open your feed and suddenly you're flooded with images of success. The perfect body, the dream job, the amazing relationship. And without even realizing it, you start thinking, why am I not there yet? What am I doing wrong? But here's the truth. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You don't see the late nights, the doubts, the failures. You just see the polished end result. And that's not a fair comparison. Your journey is unique. Your pace, your path, your purpose. It's not supposed to look like anyone else's. Comparison robs you of gratitude. It turns progress into pressure. Instead of trying to be 100% like someone else, focus on becoming 1% better than you were yesterday. That's real growth. That's sustainable. That's yours. You don't need to outshine anyone. You just need to outgrow your past self. Complaining. Complaining feels good for a moment. It gives you a quick emotional release, but after that moment fades, nothing has changed. In fact, constant complaining does the opposite of helping. It drains your energy, poisons your mindset, and keeps your attention locked on the problem instead of the solution. The more you complain, the more powerless you start to feel. And that's a dangerous cycle. Here's the truth. Successful people don't waste time blaming or whining. They take ownership. They ask, what can I control? What can I change? because that's where the real power is. So next time you catch yourself venting or spiraling in negativity, pause and ask, all right, what can I actually do about this? Even a small action is better than staying stuck in frustration. Complaining keeps you in place. Action moves you forward. You don't need perfect conditions to take control. You just need to shift from focusing on what's wrong to what you're going to do next. Waiting for inspiration. So many people say, I'll start when I feel inspired. But here's the truth. Inspiration doesn't show up first. It shows up after you start. Writers don't wait for the perfect idea to hit. They sit down, start typing, and the ideas come while they're writing. Athletes don't wait to feel motivated. They show up to train, and the motivation kicks in after they begin. The longer you wait for the right moment, the harder it becomes to start at all. So stop waiting for that spark, create it, start small, start messy, but just start. Because once you're in motion, inspiration has no choice but to catch up with you. Having unfinished tasks. Unfinished work is like having too many browser tabs open in your mind. Even when you're not actively thinking about them, they quietly drain your mental battery. You feel distracted, restless, and guilty for no clear reason. That's the weight of unfinished things sitting in the background. Every time you leave something half done, it takes up space in your brain. It's like your mind keeps whispering, hey, remember that thing you didn't finish? The solution? Close your loops, finish what you start, even small things. Send that email, fold that laundry, complete that task you've been putting off. Every small completion gives you a hit of confidence and clarity. And here's the magic. Completion builds momentum. When you finish small things, it becomes easier to tackle the big ones. So don't chase 10 half-done projects. Focus on one, finish it strong, and move forward with a clear mind and renewed energy. Lack of priorities. If you don't set your priorities, everything will seem urgent, and nothing will truly matter. You'll spend your entire day reacting, answering messages, jumping between tasks, putting out small fires, instead of actually acting on what moves you forward. The truth is, not everything deserves your time or attention. Some things feel important just because they're loud. Emails, notifications, random requests. But being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Every morning, take a minute and ask yourself, what are the top 3 things that truly matter today? Maybe it's finishing that one project, making that important call, or just taking care of your health. Once you know what matters most, you'll notice how easily you can say no to distractions. When you focus your energy on the few things that actually count, you automatically stop wasting it on everything that doesn't. Because success isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. Worrying about what people will say. This one kills more dreams than failure ever will. People will always talk, whether you succeed, fail, or even do nothing at all. If you let every opinion control your decisions, you'll never move forward. You'll keep shrinking yourself just to fit into someone else's idea of what's acceptable. But the truth is, no matter what you do, someone will still have something to say. So instead of chasing approval, focus on alignment, doing what feels right to you. Ask yourself this simple question. Will their opinion even matter 5 years from now? Most of the time, the answer is a clear no. At the end of the day, it's your journey, your goals, and your peace of mind that matter most. The world will always have noise, but you get to choose what you listen to. Don't let other people's opinions become the cage that keeps your dreams locked away. Not living your own life. How often do we shape our lives based on what everyone else is doing? We choose careers because they look successful to someone else. We chase goals because they seem impressive, not because they're meaningful to us. But here's the problem. Every time you try to mold your life around someone else's path, you lose a little piece of your own. Your dreams, your values, your story, they start fading into the background. It's easy to forget, but your life has its own timeline. You're not behind. You're just on a different road. And that's okay, because comparison is a thief. It doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your identity. You weren't born to be a copy. You were meant to live your story. In your voice, at your pace, with your purpose. Own that, because the world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the real you. So, how many of these time wasters are you guilty of? Be honest, we all fall into some of them. And that's okay, because awareness is the first step to change. Once you recognize what's draining your time, your energy, and your focus, you can start taking it back. You don't have to fix everything overnight, just start cutting these habits out one by one. Remember, time is the one thing you can never earn back, so protect it, use it with purpose, and spend it on the things and people that truly matter. You've only got one life. Make it count.